Oh, no, 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 no. Not on the keyboard. Inevitably, you will learn. But for now, you do not know. I can't hold it against you. Yes, thank you. As long as you don't bite. No bite. No bite. That tickles little shit. He knows my weaknesses. Lay down. Lay down. Don't come back. No, 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 don't come back. Don't come back. You stay up there. Stay up there. Stop eating my fucking cord. Pat, pat, pat. Go away. What the fuck are you doing? You are like the weirdest cat, like ever, man. Oh shit, that is not right. That's supposed to be a high quality picture. There we go. Everything seems to be working. It's just no one's here. Don't come across, you motherfucker. God, that sounds like it hurts. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Glad they see here that like display of Lego models has gone up to mounting to walls. I mean, this has got to be the 18-inch one. So 18 inches is 457.2. So we're going to do millimeters and 457.2. This is going to be width, and we're going to use yellow, sorry. And go from here to here. Yes, hello. Close that out because that's wrong. So studs, 57. So that's 57 studs there. They actually have a couple different shotguns. The biggest one that I kind of want to see more of is this. Sorry, the HK Cause, which looks like this. And I want to know more about this this weapon, and I'm waiting for Ian to get his hands on one to do a video on it, because when I was doing the research behind this shotgun, Ian talked about the Cause at the very beginning and basically about how he wants its. This has got to be in studs now, right? It's got to be in studs, so that's fine. Since we're studs. Okay, let's go back to millimeters, and we'll just accept that with how the scaling is currently set up, it's in studs. It is basically what we'll end up doing. Hello. All right, so let's start first and foremost with our foregrip here. What we're going to do is draw the line from the wood here all the way to here-ish. Oh, six studs at the most, because that's like 6 studs is pretty high out there, but like at least back here, there's a little bit of an angle between here and there, but it's so subtle that I don't think we're going to be able to include that anyways. So this is going to be 40 studs long. Sorry. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way right now in terms of discussion. I have bought a cat, so in the inevitability that you guys hear jingling of some sort, just to know that it is my cat. We should technically do the magazine tube first. So if we do a line from here back to here, it's 56 studs in total. So we need to go ahead and set up a magazine tube. I will talk about this in a moment. Openness. The half stud steps, I'm kind of thinking about. I really gotta work on just shit in general with building at this point. Like, I'm just trying my hardest to get things correct as best as I can. These pieces are fantastic for making barrels, but they suck when you're trying to first line these up. So when we do this, we then do this, followed by that, and this one followed by that one. And now we have to replicate this pattern down the length of the gun. Place this here, place this here, place this here, place this here. Grab the inverted versions of these. Place this here, place this here, place this here, place this here. And I think it's all interconnected as it should be, because it needs to be. All right, and then I said that this is 56 studs long, which means if we grab this, that makes 5. This makes 6. So that's how that's gonna work. So cat-wise, my sister ended up getting a cat. I don't really know if I've gone too public with this on stream. So if I start, excuse me, if I start actively oversharing, I apologize in advance for anyone and everyone. My father got a dog when we lived up in Tennessee. It was a purebred boxer. It cost the family quite a bit of money. His name was Tipper. It We called him Tipper because at the tip of his tail was this little white spot. And we kept the tail on the dog. Usually for like boxers, you clip the tail. We kept the tail on Tipper, as you know, it's kind of where he got his namesake from. So we wanted his namesake to stay with him. That dog came down and lived with us for quite some time throughout most of my dad's last few years, basically. That was like the family dog. That has, in fact, been the only family dog that we have ever had. And unfortunately, he, as boxers tend to get, he developed like seizures, really bad, in his later years. It really wasn't much that we could really do about him other than continue to provide seizure medication for him, and even that only did so much. He was older in his life anyways. He was, starting to not be able to hold the bathroom. He wasn't able to start moving around as much as he used to be able to, stuff like that. And inevitably, as a family, we made the decision to go ahead and put the dog down, which is like one of the saddest things to do. But Tipper was ready. It was his time, and he needed to get out of this hellhole that we call life. So when we put Tipper down, this is going to sound really morbid. I think my father kind of knew that he didn't have too much longer left in the world, and as his kind of parting gift, so to speak, for my sister, he went out and bought a cat for her because she wanted another animal in the home, and we've always been more cat people than dog people. My dad was the dog person in the family. There should be 40 studs long. Why is this? Oh, yeah, that's technically right. And kind of, since my dad knew that he didn't have much longer left in the world, I think he really did want to provide a little bit better of a memory for my sister than what he was able to do at the time. And the way for him to kind of think about doing that would to be having a cat in the family, so that she would have something to actively take care of consistently on a daily basis, and really, remember him as a true dad. So since then, my sister has gotten a cat. The whole point of the story is why I had to get a cat. And this cat is it is the dumbest cat I have ever met in my life. I have owned 2 cats prior to this, Zoe and Sadie, and neither of them were as dumb as this cat. This cat has like clinical ADHD. It gets so distracted while you're trying to play with it. Its head will like actively shake when it's about to pounce on something. Like if there's a toy that it's playing with and it's stalking and it's about to pounce, like it'll just sit there and it will shake like it's fucking cracked out on cocaine or something. And my father passed in November, for those of you who don't know. And of course, November, you start getting into Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holidays and stuff. So I spent a lot of time with the family over the holidays, and I saw a lot of the cat. Kenyana has been asking for a cat for ages now. She's always wanted a cat, and I've been staunchly opposed to it because our apartment complex charges $400 as a pet fee, non-refundable. Like just a straight $400, and that's a lot of money to not ever get back over just getting a cat. So I've been staunchly against it for all the time that we've been inside of the apartment. So I spent most of the holidays with my sister and the family, seeing her cat a lot, and arguably it was nice. It brought a lot of joy to me and my fiance to the point where I was like, man, I can't continue to deny my fiance the fact that she wants a cat, because I too want a cat. So as general backstory for which one of us wanted the cat, it was mutual. Both of us wanted the cat. At the time that I picked the cat, I was the one who picked it out. Kenyana was not with me. She was actually currently recovering from COVID when I went out to actually purchase the cat and look at it and everything. You can probably hear him playing with whatever he's got over there. I don't even know what he's playing with, honestly. So since she was recovering from COVID, I did not take her with me when I went cat shopping. Excuse me, sorry. So we went out, and I went to 2 different locations. I went to no-kill shelters. Those are the only types of shelters that I actively, willingly support. The first shelter that we went to did not have anything. Like, all the cats that really stood out to me, cats that I was like, oh my gosh, they're both beautiful. They clearly, they care. They're energetic, like they want to get out of here. Had already all been adopted. And that's like a no shit moment on my part, because the cats that come to the front of the cage that are willing to be near you, of course, those are the ones that are going to be adopted first. No shit, because they came to the front of the cage, and chances are most families are adopting because they have children or something. And if the cat shows that it's friendly, wants to come toward the front of the cage, then yeah, it's going to get adopted. So I really didn't find any cats in the first shelter. There were a couple candidates that I kind of really liked. The problem that I was having is that most of them, for one reason or another, weren't going to fit the bill. So that's bonded pairs, which are cats that you can't separate because like they have a bond with one another. Like litters of cats that had all been born together, and I would hate to split that family up. I'm not going to be subject to the reason why a family gets split up as a cat. That's just not going to happen. I don't know what he's playing with right now. He's just playing with something on the edge of the bed. So since the first shelter didn't have anything, I asked my sister where she got hers from. She was with me, also looking for a second cat. And she told me that she got it from a different shelter that was about 45 minutes north of where we currently were. And I said, well, if that's the case, then we're going 45 minutes north. And we did. We went 45 minutes north to the location that she got her cat at. Damn it. It's offset. Oh, wait. Can we do like a 3 wide? That'd be way better if we could do 3 wide. I don't think so. Let's just check really quick. Yeah. So, yeah, we went north. I went to that shelter. Their selection was also pretty poor, in all honesty. Like, not a whole lot of cats. I was looking for a young cat. Obviously, I don't want to adopt, a 20-year-old cat, and then, a year in it croaks. That'd really suck. And they had like tons of kittens. At most 15, 16 kittens, like just born, ready to be adopted and everything. Hold on like 2 seconds. We'll wait for him to get done scratching the little thing. I guess he's done. All right. And within like minutes of those cats coming into the shelter, they had been adopted, essentially. Like it's stupid how quick kittens just get adopted at shelters. So since they got adopted, I had to temper my expectations a little bit for the cats that I was getting. And this one black cat was just in the back of his cage the entire time I was there. He had never approached anyone. And every time that you would walk up to the cage, he would just stare at you the entire time. And I'd already been told by Kenyatta that if I use the flat hinge upside down technique and put plates on them, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, this flat hinge. So the problem with that is there's going to be a gap about this big somewhere if we do that. I know what you're talking about now. And I'd already been told by Kenyatta that if it's in the cage and it seems like it's not wanted for whatever reason, that was the one, because she wants to get the ones that are the undesirables, as she put it. She wants those cats. Those are the cats that she wants. And he had just stared the entire time, and he had these beautiful orange eyes, like just a really deep orange, which is crazy because they're no longer orange. So I think just like my eyes change color on a daily basis, I think his eyes changed color based on his mood, essentially, just like how my eyes do. So his name is Panther. He is black. He has had orange eyes. He now has a very panther-like light green, field green, sand green eye. Like if I had to choose a color on LDD's palette, it's like a lighter version of this, a little bit lighter than this, basically. A little bit lighter than the sand green. And woof, he has been an absolute treat. He's a fantastic cat. I love him to death. He is a giant pain in my ass at times. Like in the middle of the night, he'll attack your feet underneath the blanket because he wants to play, because he'll be up in the middle of the night because he's a kitten. He doesn't sleep all night yet. It's annoying. We had to trim his nails the other day because of how bad it was getting. Like, just, man, when he attacked you with his nails, like you knew that he was attacking you because it hurt really bad, even through the blanket that we sleep with. Just thought of an idea for an A94 bolt pulley thing. Fucking good luck, dude. Good luck. I mean, that's too much, man. I don't think there's... Man, this is going to sound really depressing. I don't think there's a lot of demand in the community for accuracy that much right now. I think there are very few people who could actually truly understand and even remotely appreciate the amount of work that would go into even remotely making a full-blown working AN94. So I know for a fact, Oplanist, that if I took this plate and I took this and I flipped it upside down and I did that, and then we did this, this should be perfect. So that I know for a fact will work. The problem is magazine tube, because I mean we got to have the magazine tube structure in here for shell cartridge loading. Unless we delete like that out. and just move that down, because it can still ride over top of that, and all of this should still be connected, which it is. So normal hinges will work using that plan of action. So far, he's been an absolute delightful cat. I am looking forward to having him for a while. He is 10 months old. He is pretty vocal with his life, basically. Like, he'll meow like all the time. Like, when I got home today and no one was inside, he was just going at it, meowing really loudly for, like, honestly no reason, really. There's really no reason to meow that loud. Oh, shit. Need this to be like a 16. Actually, let's do a 6. And switch this to like a 3 here. So I get what you're saying, because there's like there's gratification for knowing how accurate it is on your end as a builder, and I can semi-agree with that on my end, because I am proud of the models that I make for their one-to-one accuracy more than like anything. Like, obviously I don't give a shit about the whole what's it called? Stability of stuff. I really don't give a shit about in comparison to just looks and whatnot. So yeah, that I get it. I actually might take and extend this out a little bit thicker, because it looks a little too thin, honestly. I think at some point I just gave up on my end. I know you haven't gotten there yet, but I think at some point I did. When it came to developing mechs and trying to make everything look and work as accurately as possible, and screw it, man, I'm done. Let's just do it the easiest way possible and fucking call it a day, man. Like, there's very few people left in this world who are gonna go above and beyond and do Christopher Hopman style things, and I'm not one of them. I'm certainly not going to be able to do it. I don't have the patience to sit down and prototype for months on end of a system that's going to fit in a certain amount of studs in space, and then figuring out fucking which rubber bands are needed specifically for that system, because the rubber bands are super important for fucking strength. I'm done, dude. I'm not about that life. I just want a 3D model so that I can model different things and throw attachments on it, because I can't 3D model normally like regular human beings. If I could 3D model like regular human beings, then this would be a completely different story. Actually, one of the biggest reasons I got into this was developing like custom guns and stuff like that, and being able to 3D model it. The funny thing is, I really don't do it much anymore. Like, I kind of did it a little bit for like the Springfield update, where it uses like the weird plastic stock, the Gore 1888. I did it for where, like I said, it uses that weird plastic stock. I've updated like a few Mausers, like stuff like that is why I kind of really want to continue gun building. I want to just be able to do weird modified stuff so that it looks a certain way, so I can bring my artistic vision to light, because I suck at art and drawing. So Kind of why, basically. Man, this is 100% agree. Because the community is kind of slow to adopt standards, right? So like, the best way to look at it is, how difficult is it for you to come look at this, right? How I looked at measurements and whatnot. You copy paste it here, type a measurement here. You can draw all over this canvas to get literally stud by stud accurate dimensions of things. No one's gonna fucking do that, man. And that's like the easiest thing in the world to do. You could do Plaque's method, which is even more difficult because you got to screenshot side by side and continuously, go back and forth doing that. You can do Big Plains method is what I call it, because Big Plains is the first person who actively like showed on video how to do it. Should go check him out to see how he's doing. I haven't watched his content in a while. Where you print out blueprints and then you build up on top of the blueprints, like in real life, because you have handheld blueprints in your hands that you can use. Oh shit! I think that's supposed to go up one. And then you have like this method where you just do, draw a line, do math, build, draw a line, do math, build, go back and forth. Yeah. So like I said, the community is slower at adopting standards. That's a standard issue. So if as a community, right, tomorrow, everyone said, okay, the new standard is going to be that we have to have 100% working features, top to bottom. Otherwise, you'll no longer get the views or anything like that. Things would change so quick for so many different people. But we don't, as a community, we don't hold people to that standard because no one gives a shit about that standard, quite frankly. Like you said, you can just copy and paste mediocre tutorial builds without many working features at all and get plenty of views because that's the community. And it's crazy. I've talked about this a little bit in my Discord server when I started my TikTok. I've had my TikTok for a while. I refused to start it because I never wanted to post on that platform because I hate TikTok as a platform, like 100%. Like I hate the fact that it just feeds into the algorithm so fucking much. But the thing is, if you want to promote content, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Facebook pages, Twitter, all of that shit, you have to post your content to like really grow. Otherwise, you're not gonna really grow. You're gonna be kind of left in the dust behind everything. So I started posting TikTok, and it's promoted. If you go and look at like all the gun community stuff that's on there and look at it, it's crazy like how basic the guns of the community truly are on TikTok, and it's accepted. Like some of the top posts in the Lego Guns hashtag are blech, like just so mediocre, so bland, boring. So this is like 17.3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, and 16. So we're only like one stud off right here, which is fine because we have to cap this off. If you, like I was saying, if you go look up the hashtag and you look into the builds and just random shit that is posted to everything, it's bad. Just how low of a standard in the community there truly is for this type of stuff. It's really sad to see that as a community we've fallen to that point where that's acceptable. I do agree. I do think that the only standard in the community is that guns should be color coordinated. There's really no standard for like, what about like, should guns work or anything like that? That's not really a thing at all. Which really sucks. I wish that moving triggers that reset, moving safeties, moving magazine releases, like these things don't even need to fucking interact with one another, but at least have them move. But that would be really nice to see. So since it's unfortunately not a thing, just kind of cry about it some more, basically. There's really nothing that we can do when it comes to this type of stuff, unfortunately. Like, I really wish that there was more of a care in the community to improve, to drive forward with new and better techniques. But there really isn't. See, it's funny that you say that, right? So, how am I going to put this? Think about the generation that you and I came up with, because you're not too far behind me when it comes to age. David is a little bit further behind me when it comes to age, so I'm going to try to leave David out of it. But Jim, me, you, Bwawker, Dean, Tim, Christopher Hopman, we were all pretty fucking young. If you really think about when we kind of got our starts in the community, I mean, middle school going into high school, basically, for some of those ages. Like I said, we were pretty fucking young for some of this stuff. And we're still able to produce decent stuff. Like, I mean, so one of my first ever builds is the Scar L. I still use that basic same fucking receiver for all of my scars. I have said now that I would like to go back and rebuild it 1-to-1 because I know my other one is not 1-to-1. It's decently close enough in my eyes that I probably shouldn't go back and just rebuild it from scratch, but I need to. I mean, if we're able to do it, man, other people should be able to fucking do it in my eyes. Like, it's just kind of sad at this point that other people aren't innovating or coming up with their own methods and techniques, that they're still relying on old fucking tutorials. Like, I've seen so many. Jim's 1911 has gotten crucified so fucking much, and it sucks. Yeah, no. We're in a very niche hobby that takes a lot of time. I was like, at the same time though, yeah, I guess he is older than you. Yeah, I guess David did come up in the same time that we did, because back in the day, he kind of, man, it's crazy how far we've come. That's the best way that I can say that. Even looking back on some of my old models and things that I would just look at nowadays and be like, man, what the fuck was I doing? Why this? Why does it look like that? yeah, I see that every once in a while, and I'm just amazed by some of the stuff that I did back in the day. Man, even if you look back at not to besmirch the name of Christopher Hopman, so Chris, if you're listening, I love you. If you look back at Christopher Hopman's old builds, right? His K100, his CZ75, like a lot of his older pistols, that grip is not 1-to-1. And it is built in like some of the most basic bare bones methods possible at times, using just stacked bricks on top of one another, right? He's got great features built into all of those, of course. The blowback and decocking and stuff like that, it was like a staple of most of his builds. It just, you know, sometimes you look at it and be like, wow, this is fantastic. And then you kind of grow up and you go back and you look at it and you go, oh, wow, man, the techniques that we could use nowadays. Yeah, we were just talking about Openness brought up that the kids in the community are no longer able to do to improve or anything like that. And then I brought up, well, think about the generation that we came up in, where we kind of like had to improve. Wow, too wide there. How wide is this here? Almost 3. That's pretty dead on with the measurements there. So I basically listed off like a whole list of people of like generational builders who kind of came up when we came up, and how they were capable of following tutorials from like people and stuff, and actually being able to build like good stuff and not just bullshit, basically. So that's what we were talking about, and I left your name out of it because for some reason my brain was like, David did not grow up with the rest of that generation. David was too young for that generation. And then I was corrected by Openness because of course I was, because I was fucking wrong. So this section from here to here is 17.3. Section from here, shit, I guess I should have it technically all up. From here to here is 39, but we rounded up to 40 because of how we built that. So we can clear these last 3. 1, 2, 3. And then barrel length is 57 overall, which are going to round up to 58. So, nah, I remembered, but only after corrected by Openness. I have terrible fucking memory, like just the absolute worst memory. How do I want to space this? How big of a space is this? Give me like a solid 1, please. 1. 1. It's like 1 stud-ish worth of space. So, if it is like 1-ish stud worth of space, damn. I like how the emoji being incorrect was more angering than the fact that I'd forget about people like all the time. So a fun fact about these plates right here is that they're exactly 1 brick tall. Wait, that's wrong. Just don't do what I did, because that's like super wrong what I did. All right, no problem. I don't know if I'm going to be live or not, but we'll see. Look at you, David. See you later, buddy. Okay, so immediate problem with handguard detected. First and foremost, this no big deal. We can correct that because we just duplicated the bottom one. Handguard is actually too small, by just a little bit, which we should be able to correct pretty easily, I'm thinking. We should be able to fit a block up underneath there. We can. So that's correct. That's where it's supposed to be. Let's go ahead and flip this over, place that there, and grab this and place it here. Let's fix the muzzle end. So about 8 in total off the muzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after here, all of this becomes muzzle brake. And we need to get rid of all of this tomfoolery. We can duplicate this out to here-ish. And this, for right now, as far as I'm concerned, can like end like right there, basically. Okay. And now, so a cool thing is we technically don't have to use the 2x2 tiles. We can technically use anything that's in increments of 2. So obviously the 2x4, they have these really cool 2x6 plats now. We're going to retain the 2x2 because it'll match up with all the other lines that we have going on. So the lines in the handguard down here, the lines up on top of the barrel, all of that, and everything will line up. Excuse me, sorry. And we've also done the other side. And now we have to design this muzzle brake. Should be pretty fun. We're going to go ahead and delete these out because we're not going to use those as far as I'm concerned. Actually, let's take a look at that. What if we do this here, 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 here. These don't fit upside down. Do fit if we space them. I keep looking at the cat to see what the fuck he's doing, because sometimes he makes like random noise and you're just like, what the fuck? Okay, it doesn't look that good. So, delete all of this. Grab this. Can't find a corner, so let's just grab this. Place that there. Alright, so we just need a simple so the unfortunate part is that at this point the barrel is tapered to basically 2. And this point is 2.5. And I really don't want to try to do any type of tapered barrel or anything for this. What if we use this and we place this here? We place this here. We place a 2x2x1 block right there. And then we grab the inverse of that by doing this and this. We've now created that shape. We can then place this, followed by this, followed by this. And by the way, I just created a tapered fucking barrel. It's mind-blowing. I literally just created a tapered barrel in 2 fucking seconds. Shit. I now need to do this entire pattern for the rest of the gun. Like, I could literally half-step increment this all the way down the length of the gun, and it would just get this nice fucking taper to it. I just complained so hard about having to make a taper and everything, and then how it's gonna suck. And then I proceed to make a fucking taper. Well, since that's the case, we now need to make a taper. So we're gonna have that as a piece, set it off to the side over there. We are now going to delete everything out. So in order to delete everything out, we are going to hide everything in blue. We're going to grab everything beneath it and also hide it. And now we are going to literally delete everything out except for this piece here, because that will tell us where the barrel tapers at and stuff. All right, so thickness of barrel and back. I need to clear these measurements out. These measurements are fucking drive me nuts. Clear, 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 clear. Thickness of barrel and back is going to be like 3 studs basically. So the same thickness as this magazine tube here. And it should be, shit. I should have left some of that here. So when we delete this, let's, how long is a shotgun shell? 3, like let's just say a 3-inch shotgun shell. So it's 9 studs. So if we leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of this now gets deleted out. All the way up to here. Like so. and we're going to leave both the sides so that we know where the front of the barrel is supposed to end on its taper, essentially. So we'll leave this. So technically, if we ever wanted to make this shell loading, we have the chamber literally here. So that's 3 wide. So now then we need to half step this down. So in order to half step this down, we should use basically this same shape here. Like full G11 mechanism and everything? Is that what you're saying? I didn't know that you did like full G11 before. That shit's crazy, dude. This should be, this is bigger, right? Yeah, it's bigger. We don't want bigger. We want smaller. So for smaller, we delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this. Grab that, move it in, grab this, 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 Command C, and V. Then I gotta run this for a little bit down the length of the barrel. So if we look at here, so about like halfway-ish, a little over halfway down the handguard, we should taper it again, like right here. Dude, that's crazy. Like I said, I didn't realize that you had gone out of the way to try to even remotely attempt making a functioning G11. That's like crazy shit. Because we don't have the fancy dancy studio pieces, we have to use this one and go off the ratio. That there, sit there, use this here, grab this, flip, 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 place the wrong spot, flip, 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 place, flip, flip, place, grab this, flip, flip, place, minimize, expand, grab, place, place, select, Command C, and V. Last time I was able to make the chamber rotate, but it couldn't be actuated by the crank. I was thinking about it being able to move the cartridge, but I don't know. Like I'm saying, dude, that's fucking crazy shit, man. That's so much fucking work, man. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. It's funny how that works. I know it's chunky, like it's got plenty of room. Like my G11 is stupidly wide. My G11 is at most 12 studs wide. Like I said, it's stupidly wide. So yeah, I mean, I think it could be like accomplished in the G11. It's just you're working with plastic parts for fucking metal. Yeah, man. It's hard to just replicate stuff and then it stay together and not just break into a million fucking little pieces and sitting there and tinkering with it every step of the way. I don't have the patience for it, personally. That's just me. Obviously, you're completely different because you have a fucking Lynx sitting beside you that is almost fucking 1-to-1, essentially. Long recoil system and everything. I don't have the patience for stuff like that, man. I'm done trying to do shit like that. Like, it just, that's too much, man. It's like 3, so, like, that would be... Okay, let's go back to the subtle one, which is this one. It looks better. It should, keyword on should, be close to my 3x3 Yeah, pretty damn close to my 3x3. Yeah, well, start with the German engineering, because if you can get German engineering working, the fucking Russian engineering you should be able to do no problem. Because the Russian engineering clearly doesn't fucking work most of the time. Otherwise, we'd be a lot more concerned. All right, so we want to create this, 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 this. Already incorrect because this is going to get in the way of that ratio. So what do we do here? Delete that, grab, no, because that's the top part. Grab this, replace that with this, here, grab, oh yeah, Russian engineering is like some of my favorite stuff in the world, and when it comes to like gun manufacturing and whatnot. Wow, is that ever so slightly off? That's really annoying. Let's just, for right now, just fucking fuck it, leave both of those right there. Just replace this here with this, and this will be the first piece that's actually illegal. I love Russian guns so much. The fucking weird bullpup movement that they had before, the fucking crazy underwater stuff that they're doing, helical magazines, top folding stocks, under folding stocks, like all that stuff is super interesting to me. Like that's like some of my favorite stuff to even remotely learn about. And it's super interesting because it almost feels like they truly want to push the envelope of building weapons to kill one another like even further, which is perfectly fine. Let's continue to push the envelope as far as we can on doing stuff like that because of course. But they do it in a way that you can't even be mad. You're like, damn, what did I just get shot with? And you think about it and you're like, oh shit, that must be fucking, that's crazy shit. What? With an underwater fucking AK that shoots these fucking spears, but they use regular bullets? Like, man, that's fucking crazy shit. Only the fucking Russians would think of something like that. Like, I can't even be mad. I'll just die in fucking peace now. Fuck. Shit like that is like, it blows my mind. Obviously, they're not like the only country to even remotely do experimentations with guns and weird stuff, but they do like super unique calibers that are just crazy and out there. Weird layouts and stuff. Like I saw a pretty awesome looking AK that would just, this is 2, this is 4, yeah, so that maxed up pretty good. 1, 2. So I saw this pretty crazy looking bullpup AK the other day that transforms into a standard AK. Like you fold the stock and that's boom, bullpup AK, boom, not bullpup AK, like right there. Like that fucking blew my mind. I was like, wow, holy fuck. Honestly, there is some practical use in that. Like 100%, both having a bullpup and not a bullpup firearm at the same time, like just fucking, it blew my mind to even remotely see that transpire to take place. I don't think Chris is ever going to make his return, honestly. I think Chris is I don't think he's really burnt out. I literally think that he's too busy for most of this stuff in the community for him to be able to come out and to return. He returned for a little bit and then he fucking disappeared again. Like, it was crazy. Like, I remember seeing him upload a video and I was like, whoa, holy, what the fuck, Chris? He's back. And then literally, like, I'm pretty sure the video was even titled like, "Oh, I'm back," and then fucking 2 minutes later, just gone again, like just whoop, disappeared. And you're just like, what the fuck? He was back and now he's just gone again. What the hell happened? Like I said, I don't think he'll be coming back anytime soon. I think he's just so busy with other shit that he just can't. I'm kind of sad. One of the Not too long ago on one of streams, Dean actually came into the chat, and I was actually really happy to see Dean because I love Dean. And he had actually said that he did want to return to Lego gun building sometime soon. And I haven't seen him return yet, and it's making me really sad because I want to see people like that come back to the community so much. I want the innovators to come back and to really show me why they're the innovators and I'm garbage. I miss that. Yeah, obviously this is not exactly something that immediately pays the bills and whatnot within your life. So if everything's going fucking crazy, this takes like a huge backseat, understandably. Oh God, man, I'm sure if I even remotely asked half the people on fucking TikTok if they knew about this person or this person, they would lose their fucking minds. Because I'm sure that half of them don't even fucking know, man. They'd be like, "Oh, who made the most accurate fucking vector in the world?" And they'd be like, "Oh, fucking Snizer Tech," and you're just looking at them like, "Fuck, man, what? No, damn it, fucking assholes." All right, hey Trey, what's up, man? I'm just about done with stream, unfortunately, buddy. We are currently making the H&K 512. It is one of the two shotguns that I know that was built by them. The other one, obviously, being the H&K CAWS, CAWS. This was, I think, their only successful shotgun. They had Franke build it for them, actually. Fun fact. Apparently, H&K and Franke had a working relationship before. Franke, obviously, being the same company who makes the Spaz. And they contracted Franke to literally make shotguns for them, and H&K imported it to Germany and built it in their factory, and then licensed and sold it underneath the HK brand. So for the HK month, I decided to build the HK 512 because not a lot of people know about it. Obviously, I mean, HK's catalog is extensive, but not extensive at the same time. Like, there's not a whole lot to build in HK's catalog. Like, once you built one HK gun, you've done almost like everything HK, especially the roller delayed stuff. As long as you just upscale it for another caliber. So I just I wanted to do something unique that not a lot of other people kind of knew about. I don't think I've shown it, but you could do the XM8. I need to open Discord to show you guys what I'm talking about because I found a really good looking updated XM8 front end, railed like foregrip and stuff, railed handguard, and it's currently sitting in my to build channel in the fucking Discord section. because I like desperately want to fucking build this thing so much because I think it looks way better than the regular XM8. So you could do the G36, you could remake an SL8, or you could make the XM8. Because I would totally count the XM8 as an H&K product. I know they never like officially sold it, quote unquote. It's just kind of, it was a prototype and that's basically it. But if Ian can shoot that fucking prototype, then it counts as a product in my eyes. Oh shit, yeah, you could do the MG36 and then you could just do the Betamax for it. All right, so that I brought my handguard up just a little bit. It's kind of cut into a little bit of the barrel here, kind of cut into a little bit of the barrel there. Pussy. I did see your Marlin. Unfortunately, your Marlin doesn't fit into any of the fucking community collabs. That's why fucking this month it's HK. That could be handguns, obviously shotguns, sniper rifles, machine guns, assault rifles, PDWs. Like you could just do like the MP7 and just fucking take Plaque's MP7 and just build it in real life. Good to go. Fucking Plaque built his MP7 in a day. Like fucking quick as shit, dude. Not like anyone is ever gonna really know. Like you could have literally not admitted to that, and no one would have fucking known. Uh, 10.5 studs puts it like literally right here where this fucking tapers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.5. So good news is since it's a half, we can just place this here. There we go. Why are y'all fucking admitting to this? Y'all could just not admit to any of this shit and be fine. 3.3? Damn, that's like really a fucking awkward number. Yeah, man, Russian engineering shit was fucking amazing. All those fucking rifles and shit that you guys are looking at for those underwater stuff, like, served zero practical use at all because fucking underwater warfare is not really a thing. Like, I don't know where was like, oh my fucking god, we need to fucking tool up, guys, because who knows, we might have to fucking go out of our way to just shoot some dumbass underneath water, right? Like, that never happened. Like, it's crazy. No, they never used it for fishing. It was specifically for underwater usage. Specifically, as far as I can remember from all the documentaries and shit that I've looked at for this type of stuff, because I was mind blown by it when I first found out about it. Most of this stuff was designed for like frogmen use, so that in the event they were doing ship sabotage operations, they would be able to have some type of weapon to defend themselves in the event that they ended up getting anti-frogmen while down there. It's funny that you say like a decent APS because I was working on. I'm not going to show it. I was working on a website the other day that I've now abandoned again because of course I did. Um, and the APS actually came up, and I had to go get like a rendered image of my old APS, and I just kind of looked at it and I was like, man, it's crazy that even back then I was looking at that's a pretty decent APS. My APS for the era that I built it, it's pretty decent, and I'm still actually pretty decently happy with it. I'm not like overly exuberant about it, but it is still a pretty decent uh, rifle for what I had created at the time. We're gonna save this really quick. Where's the railroad track thing? None of this. Is it in here? This thing. I didn't know they made a bullpup APS though. That sounds crazy. Distance between site to site is like 30, 31. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's pretty all right. I am currently making a shotgun, yes. Obelists? Man, do what I'm doing. Not that I have seen growth, right? Um, Start posting to TikTok, start posting to Instagram, which I'm pretty sure you already do actually now that I think about it. Start posting to Facebook, start posting to literally fucking everything, man. Every behind the scenes photo, every update on the model, short videos. Obviously, since you build your weapons in real life, you can do fucking reload videos. Reload videos are the fucking craze right now in the community. Like, start posting anywhere and everywhere, dude. Make sure that all your accounts are interconnected to one another so that people can fucking just click on it and be like, oh yeah, I can go look at his fucking YouTube page. And yeah, see what that does for you, boss man. Oh yeah, the video quality could be fucking piss poor. The gun could suck ass and be like the shittiest fucking thing in the world, but just because it's a fucking reload video, it will get stupid amounts of views for no reason. Okay, so I can say it like this. That's what I do, right? I do currently only what I enjoy. I enjoy putting my content out there, which is why I'm currently using TikTok because I want to tap into that market, right? Um, my video style has not changed the entire time I've ever been on YouTube. My girlfriend told me ages ago when we first started dating, oh, you need to get video editing software and you need to edit your videos, right? I have never edited my videos, like ever. Like if you look back, it's usually I press record on screen record and fucking go. And that's it. I have never changed the formula since I have started basically recording. Um, that's pretty much been it from start to finish the entire way. Um, I want to do what I want to do, and that's kind of what I've done since the very beginning. So if you would like to grow, download TikTok. TikTok, Flickr, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, obviously. That's kind of why I made my own Discord server. It's for people who want to like keep up and communicate with me. Like, you know, we could just have our own server talking that. I'm telling you guys, if you would like to grow, you have to use social media. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Especially for our market. Our market is super niche. There are only big names in our market. There are no small names. Unless you're in the community, engrossed in the trenches, fucking throwing hand grenades back at the Germans, shooting them out of the sky with your 1887 trench gun, people just don't know you. It's just the fact of the fucking matter. I can guarantee it right now. I could be like, oh, have you seen Tim's really cool Barrett MRAD that has complete field strip and everything? And people are going to be like, who the fuck is Tim? I could say, oh, well, have you seen Kyle's multiple videos with the Calibri in it? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, you remember the one where you flushed it down the toilet? And you're like, oh, yeah, that's funny. Um, it's pretty okay on Flickr. The biggest thing on Flickr, like, you'll be surprised. It pisses me off because there are so many decent Lego gun models on fucking Flickr that nobody posts fucking videos for. Like, they'll post the images and be like, oh yeah, here's my fucking M4A1. And you're looking at it and you're like, wow, holy fuck, that is really good looking. And they just posted on Flickr and no one else, and that's it. It's crazy. Look, it's Kyle. He can bring up the Calibri being flushed down the toilet again. Yeah, it's funny. How did Chris grow? Man, hmm. I gotta think about that. I think Chris probably grew the most because of his mechanisms in his handguns. I think at that time in the community, uh, blowback was just becoming a thing for like rifles, as best as I can remember, but not really handguns. Like it was unheard of in handguns. And the funny thing is, the blowback mechanism isn't really that hard. You're fine. Your life is a fucking hellhole right now, as best as I could tell. It's okay. Once you fucking graduate high school in the Lego gun community, shit goes downhill. I can name so many names of people who the second they graduated high school, it collapsed. Uh, Tim, Dean, obviously Christopher Hopman. Um, those are like the three biggest names that I can even remotely think of that just fucking died off. So many other people too. I'll throw PixelBrix out there, Double A Lego, My Lego Guns. There was this weird Russian guy that I watched who made pretty decent Lego guns. I don't even know if he graduated high school. What happened to him? He just fucking disappeared. Caro? Caro just dropped off the face of the earth. I don't even know what's up with Caro right now. Well, I mean, Toaster, you're just. I think you saw the end of the tunnel, and you're like, ah, fuck it. I'll hit the big red button in the Men in Black limousine and just blast to the end of the tunnel around all the traffic, so I don't have to put up with it once I graduate. I don't really think he did Openist. I think the second he graduated high school, he was almost towards the end of his career. I I mean the last major project that I can even remotely think of is his Scar. And that was years ago. And I want to say he's a couple years younger than I am. Shit, I graduated in 2015. I'm going to switch this view to something else. Growing on the internet is something that like a lot of content creators talk about, and most of it comes down to like it's luck. Like you got to get a lucky break somewhere. You got to find the right people. Yeah, he graduated the same year I did. Shit, I guess he's not a couple years younger than me. I guess he is the same age as me. Growing, like I said, comes down to luck, and you got to promote yourself. You have to promote yourself on everything because that's how you get views. Start fucking posting to Instagram and TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, YouTube. Post fucking anywhere and everywhere, and the crowds will come inevitably, slowly but surely. You'll build up an audience. Uh, Shit, I've been on the platform damn near 10 years. I want to say I built the channel in 20. Actually, we can just go check really quick. What am I doing? It's in the info section. (2010). So I've been on this platform 12 years. I have only grown in 12 years 3,000 subs. I have actively been posting Lego Gun content since 2017. So what is that? 5 years, and I've only grown by like 3,000 subs since then. Obviously, I'm a predominantly digital builder. I have terrible audio and video quality because I really don't give a shit about the video and audio quality, quite frankly. Style of presenting videos has not changed since day one. You don't really get the features shown off on digital as much as you do in like real life. And most people will find digital building to be less impressive anyways. So growing, difficult. So in like a year, if I start posting to TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter all at the same time and whatnot, and you guys see my fucking channel skyrocket, you're gonna immediately know what the fuck happened. TikTok is 100% cancer. Will forever agree. The good news is, so my fiance fucking watches TikTok like all the time, and the sounds that people use in their videos are the most annoying things in the world because it's always this trending sound, and the trending sound is the most cringe shit forever. I have decided that going forward on my TikTok account, I will forever and only use music that I actually fucking like. And the cool thing about TikTok is I don't gotta worry about getting copyright struck or anything for using music that I actually want in my fucking videos. So, my TikTok channel is going to be a dual system. Obviously, like we're done working on the HK512 for right now because I got to go cook dinner here in a second. I'm going to post like an update video of this, and when I post the update video, it's going to be a double entendre essentially of information. It's going to be both. You'll have the HK512 update, and then there's going to be a song playing that I actually like to listen to. So if you're looking for like my fucking taste of music, or you're just looking for music in general, my fucking TikTok will be right there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge. I think I'd have to take a look at Social Blade and do more research about this openness, but I think a lot of his core audience dropped off when they realized he stopped posting. Because I want to say, I don't know if people are like me or not, so I can't make a generalized statement about this, but I will make a statement about myself. If I recognize that someone no longer posts to their account, I will unsubscribe to them so that they don't clog my subscribers or my subscription feed. Or if I no longer like watch their content or anything. Like I'm about to go unsubscribe from a lot of the Hermitcraft people because I fell off of watching Hermitcraft pretty hard. I go through like ups and downs in watching Hermitcraft pretty often. Like there's only a couple different personalities on there that I actually really like to watch, and then everyone else I just I don't really like to watch. I like to watch the role play side of things, where everything has a continuity and a story driven side of things. So that's like Scar. Scar's fantastic for doing stuff like that. Grian and maybe Mumbo every once in a while, but that's like this. That's all personal preference stuff. So I can agree with the community guidelines because my fiance is pretty active on the other sides of TikTok that I try to avoid actively, like all the time, because she's just more active in communities that I don't associate with like at all, and like she'll come home and there'll just be times where she's like, "Oh, you won't believe what happened to this person today because of community guideline strikes. I can't believe that they're doing this to this person, but you can look at this account and you can see that they're posting all this cringe shit on their account, and of course they fucking get away with it because, oh, what do you know? They're let's break out the book of excuses. Excuse number 1, white. Excuse number 2, male. Excuse number 3, affluent in some way, shape, or form. Excuse number 4, famous. Those are the primarily 4 excuses of the book. 100% justified though, because most of the time, people getting away with harassing other people on this fucking platform are white men who are decently affluent or decently famous. The amount of women that I have seen simp over literal serial killers on this platform fucking boggles my mind. But the second you post like something even remotely bashing a politician for some dumb shit that they did, community guideline strike, can't fucking do that. It blows my mind. It really does. I'm still going to use TikTok. I still hate TikTok 100%, but I would like to grow my channel and see like decent numbers. I would like to get my channel monetization back. That would be really great. I'm not going to make any money off YouTube. I can 100% guarantee that because I didn't even make money off YouTube when I first had my channel monetization. But I would really like to have it back so that I can start telling people I am in fact a professional YouTuber, because when you put professional in front of any hobby, trade, or anything, it literally just means that you're paid. So if I can say that I get paid by YouTube, that makes me a professional YouTuber. I think it's hard because I think everyone individually brings something to the community that other people don't. Uh, Nick always tends to bring fantasy builds to the community that we haven't seen before, using some of the fucking most based techniques in the world. And they're only going to get better now because Lego keeps releasing parts that we actually need in the form of stud none on top bricks, where like brackets, bricks with studs on the sides, things like that. The more of those that they release, the more prominent Nick's fucking illegal techniques that aren't illegal are going to be, and they're just crazy, stupid good. Um, Obviously, you have people like Kyle in the community, whose builds uh, gradually improve over time to include different features that are just unseen in the community, despite the fact that they're not needed. Because fucking, fun fact, I was rewatching Kyle's Glock video the other day, and he brought up the point again that he made a working magazine release for his pistol. The way that the magazine was fucking having friction inside of the magwell, I was like, yeah, that's kind of a valid point. What's the point of having a magazine release on your weapon if the magazine is just gonna stick in the gun in the first place? It just kind of ruins the fun of being able to like reload your gun. But Kyle brings that to the community. This like gradual improvement over time of having in in real life weapons that are color coded, that are pretty accurate, 1-to-1 scale. Very good video editing skills. A little bit of history, but not too much. A little bit of B-roll so that you kind of get a gist of how it was used, but not too much. Just enough to get the point across and not detract from the weapon itself. Zotzi brought to the community what the community wanted all the time, in the form of popularity. I mean, obviously he rode trends like a motherfucker. For a little bit it was Minecraft, new stuff from Minecraft. And when Fortnite came out, it was everything Fortnite. When a new Call of Duty came out, it was that specific Call of Duty. It's like I said, I think the current people in the community who are really growing offer the community something in particular that the rest of the community doesn't have. And then the people who aren't growing in the community's eyes, because it's untrue from the people, the builders of the community, right? The people think that they don't offer things to the community. So, all right, what does Opalist add to the community that I can't find anywhere else, right? Like, as a builder, I can tell you the answer is insane fucking mechanisms that are like near and dear to Christopher Hopman's style of doing things, right? So obviously Link's 50 BMG with the long recoil mechanism inside of it is that's just crazy as a mechanism. But then boom, it's a rainbow gun bad, rainbow gun no like, and the community like loses their minds when they see rainbow guns, which it blows my mind because if you go to TikTok and you look at the Lego guns section on TikTok, it's literally nothing but rainbow guns. So obviously there's a huge market for rainbow guns out there that is completely untapped. I think this kind of circles back to the conversation that we were having earlier, Openness, where I told you we can spend all day making these stupid, incredible 1-to-1 accurate weapons with all the working features that we could possibly build into it, like working safeties, that actually interfere with the trigger and block it from being pulled. Bolt catches, like bolt catches still haven't even caught on in the community as really a thing. Bolt catches that automatically trigger based on magazine insertions in the weapon, or if there's even a round in the weapon. Obviously, Christopher Hopman's Scar in the currently the one that you've been tinkering with. Mechanisms like that are neat to see in the community. Quick change barrels, if we want to go even further. Field stripping is probably, that's like one of the biggest features that people talk about all the time. Oh, does a field strip, accurate field stripping too, not just, oh yeah, I can just rip the gun apart because it's Lego bricks stacked on top of one another, but like pulling a pin here and pulling a pin here and pulling everything apart. Working buffer tubes. We can make all these fucking mechanisms all day long, and half the community won't even understand the amount of work that goes into it. I don't really discuss this hobby too much with Kenyana because she can see that I put 2 Lego bricks together, but she doesn't understand like the mental capacity for putting those 2 pieces together. Just fucking, it drained my brain because I was thinking about half studs coming this way and that way, and that I need the studs facing a certain direction to use a certain piece, and that piece only connects to certain pieces a certain way. Like that, explaining that to certain community people that watch the community, I should say, it's just fucking, it's not worth it, man. I don't know if people really truly understand it though, Kyle. I think it's so nice in a builder's eyes to look at what other people can do with a gun, and you're like, damn, wow, that's a lot of work to be able to make a working buffer tube and an accurate area, right? And then fucking in the comment section, you'll get all the compliments in the world by like, oh yeah, man, that's a really good looking AR-15. Oh, that's a nice grip that you got there. And don't point out literally everything but the fact that you have a working buffer tube. And you're just like, wow, man, I spent so much time reinforcing and making sure that damn buffer tube worked. Having an adjustable stock on top of that sucker and not just copying out and do it like an M16 stock to get that damn working buffer tube in there. And like maybe one person in the comments section pointed it out. I was like, oh, dude, I really appreciate the fact that you made a working buffer tube there. I think so far, like my favorite mechanism to pull off in any amount of space is a bolt catch. Having a smooth bolt catch that interacts with the bolt, a smooth bolt so that you can just sit there and play with it all day long. That's like one of my favorite things to do. At some point, I redesigned my Scar PDW upper that I have in real life to use a different style of bolt so that I could specifically do this. Hey, Gavin. As you can see, we have the magazine tube and barrel in front handguard of an H&K 512. I will say, well, shit, laptop's falling. My bad. Sorry. By and large, I have plenty of Lego bricks to be able to sit down and build color-coded, accurate Lego guns to the point where I can start getting into the hyper-realistic stuff that Opalist and Christopher Hopman and Dean were really like pushing for in the community. I just don't have the space. I need to get my own room. I don't build in the bedroom. So you can kind of tell when I stopped building in my bedroom 100% when Kenyana first came and started living with me when we first started dating 6 years ago. I stopped building in my bedroom because I have someone else in the bedroom with me, sharing my space. And that killed like everything. Like I don't have the room for Legos anymore because I have so much other stuff because I have another person's stuff to accommodate for or another person's needs or wants to accommodate for. Like I'm staring at a refrigerator that we have in our bedroom right now because Kenyana wanted a second refrigerator in the house because she doesn't want to use the one that our roommate uses. So we got a fucking refrigerator to put in here, and like it takes up a whole corner of the room that I could put like Legos and stuff in. Um, I would say that I would personally, just so I can say that I did it, I would like to invest more into doing like working mechanisms and stuff like that. Like obviously, uh, the biggest one, it's got to be the holy grail of Lego mechanisms is got to be working magazine tube on a shotgun with loading into the barrel plus shell ejection, which I technically already have a whole design for, and I've already posted it, and I've already shown off that I have the design for it. I just have to literally sit down and organize all my pieces to build it because it's pretty piece extensive. Oh yeah, I think as a community, right, of builders, I think it's good. I think there's very few builders in the community who are actually like really uh, unappreciative of building. I think in general, most of the builders in the community can look at a build and say, "Holy shit! Wow, that's actually pretty impressive to pull off." Because the builders in the community truly understand what it takes to go from point A to point B, all the way to point Z by the end of the project. To fall back on the different amounts of plans that you have, right? So, uh, not settling for like the bare minimum. Like it's crazy the amount of builders who do actually are capable of doing that. And then you get to the part of the community, which is the fan base that just watches it and doesn't necessarily understand what you did, right? So, good example, Mossberg 590A1 built by Kyle. That safety switch in the back, right? That entire mechanism, that takes a lot of room on the inside of that gun. I was only there for like part of the live stream when he designed it too. That mechanism taking up all that room on the inside of that gun, people don't see that mechanism. Most of the fan base, all they see is that faceplate that moves up or down and reveals the red dot. They don't see anything inside that keeps it together, keeps it at the angle, doesn't let it fall out of the gun or anything like that. They see up, down on the button, and that's it. Which is super sad because that's like big brain. As far as I can tell, that's the first Lego shotgun on YouTube with a sliding safety on the tang, as far as I can tell. I could be completely wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it is. But no one in the fan base is truly going to understand or accept and appreciate how much work went into just that portion of the gun. I think this inevitably leads down the conversation that we've had as a community of builders. We've had this conversation extensively about the fan base and how many people will instantly, I want a tutorial. Where's the tutorial? Hey, why don't you just release the LDD file for this? Can I have the LDD file for this? Oh, please just release the instructions. And I think that state of community really attests to the fact that people don't understand what truly goes into building from point A to point B the entire time, right? It's so funny, Openness, because man, by no means is it difficult to watch one of Kyle's videos, right? And just keep pressing the pause button when the lighting just reflects off the bricks in just the right amount of way, to sit there and count it out and build and just reverse engineer any of Kyle's models. Like anyone can do that. Plenty of people have done it before. I've done it before. You've done it before. Like that's crazy easy to do. And yet there are still people down in the comment section who will beg for a tutorial, for the file, for the instructions, and everything, because they just don't want to do it. But more to my point, don't understand how the Lego system works in such a way that they're able to even remotely reverse engineer from just a shell to get what's on the inside of that. Sorry, I yawned. I'm gonna check where my girlfriend is at. Fiance, sorry. I keep forgetting that I'm fucking engaged. Okay, still at the gym. Yeah, so I recognize that this live stream has extended out into conversations about the community at large, but that is okay. I'm fine with that. I wasn't going to go too far on working on the HNK 512 because I want to use my TikTok to post updates and stuff. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If I want to use my TikTok to post updates and stuff, then I can't just finish the build in one go. I need to have the build stop so that I can do updates. Or if you build the MP5, you can be a part of the community collab, because this month is H and K. So I do think that a good word to describe the community is it's got to be laziness, which is sad because fucking how do I? The laziness doesn't even know like a bound. Like, oh shit! I need to turn that down. That's loud. We do stuff for the community that's not even difficult to truly understand. We do stuff for the community that's not even... Sorry, I just pulled it up on my phone so I could get the laptop out of my lap, so I could like lay on my side and not have the laptop in my way. We do stuff for the community that's not hard to understand at all. Like, there are certain methods of doing things that have become standard by and large. Man, how do I think about this? Okay. So wooden stocks on most of the guns nowadays are no longer just built using the standard old fucking 45-degree slopes and inverted slopes and then stepped, right? Most of the stocks, the wooden stocks, I should say, nowadays are built in such a way that the studs are not on top and they're built sideways and they're using bow slopes instead, more updated pieces and stuff like that. Like, that has been pushed to the forefront by most of the builders in the community, right? But there is absolutely 100% laziness on the community's parts to just not accept that as like a standard at all. So I'll agree that no one ever pushes boundaries anymore. I don't think there's any reason to right now. I think the amount of reward for the amount of risk that you are taking to push boundaries is so very little that most of the experienced builders in the community who would be willing to even remotely attempt pushing those boundaries is just not going to do it, because it's just not worth it. There is no reward in this community. There is nothing but people who beg you for a tutorial or the LDD file so that they don't have to do it themselves, and they can just repost it wherever they feel like and say that it's theirs, and then you look at it and it's almost like a one-for-one copy of Kyle's G17, and you're just like, wow, man, that really does look like Kyle's Glock. And then go, oh, well, it was inspired by Kyle's Glock. But they don't say that until after you've said something about it being Kyle's Glock, because that's just how things go. When's the last time someone tried to build a fucking 3-stud wide Glock? Because, woof, man, hasn't happened in quite some time. When's the last time someone tried to build a 3-stud wide 1911 with a 2-stud wide barrel in it? I can actually tell you the last time this happened. David did it, and he did it about like a year and a half ago, basically. He was basing it off one of his airsoft ones that he had. He was building it in real life. He actually got pretty far along with it. He was able to get the entire slide and barrel built up. And unfortunately, he ended up dropping it, and it completely shattered, and it was so complicated that he was unable to put it back together. And he also moved homes, as far as I remember, in that time period, and he was just never able to go back to it. So most people will 100% agree in the community that most pistols are 3 studs wide or in between 3 and 4 studs wide. Most Glocks are like, so the smaller single stack Glocks are going to be like 3 wide, whereas the like larger caliber double stack ones are going to be like 3.5 ish wide. No one in the community pushes for any of that. As builders, we will see very rarely someone even remotely attempt to do like a 3 wide Glock. And if they do the 3 wide Glock, sometimes they'll cop out and they'll do the damn Just the one stud wide barrel, which is like the worst thing in the world. I hate when people do 3 stud wide gun and only 1 stud wide barrel. Just do me a favor, and if you're gonna do that, just make everything 4 studs wide and go with the 2 stud wide barrel. Yeah, innovation for pushing boundaries in the community is like dead and gone. It's not a part of this community anymore. Using updated techniques, disseminating information to one another as a community, super bad. As builders, super good. I mean, obviously, most of the builders in the community will like keep up with one another or DM each other. Like shit, we still DM each other all the time if we need help with something. Oh hey man, listen, this is what I've got going on in this area. I'm trying to do it in this amount of space. What do you think I can do? Oh well, have you tried flipping the pieces upside down and then using this one particular piece? Oh shit, no, I haven't done that yet. Yeah, let me try that. Man, we used to do that shit all the time in Google Hangouts back when that was a thing. Nowadays, we just kind of we do it through Discord, and we usually just do a direct message instead of doing it in like a group chat setting or anything like that. But man, we still do shit like that all the time. At least like a big group think of, oh man, how do we fucking fix this one little problem right here? Vectors? I think vectors have lacked fucking innovation in ages, man. Like, most people are going to take those 1 by 1 by 3 inverted bow slopes, and that's just going to be the magwell of the vector. And, like, that's it. Like, man, that's... Oh. God, that's such a basic way of doing things. It's not even funny for a vector. But it's, like, the simplest way, the laziest way. So most people just do it like that. Which fucking sucks, man, because the vector is such a good-looking gun that has to be done like a specific way. Or it's just going to look so bad. I know you did open this. I think you did a pretty good job. Like, I'm pretty happy with the month that we did vectors as a collab. Every AK has a problem with it, and I think the biggest one has got to be, oh shit, I guess technically it's two really big ones. Issue number 1, it's the more major of the 2 issues that a lot of people just overlook like entirely. That dust cover. Dust cover on the AK, not 4 studs wide, not 5 studs wide, but a combination of both. It's like right in the middle at like 4.5. So if you're trying to make an accurate AK, what the fuck do? You just get fucking lost, really, when it comes to trying to do that shit. So me personally, I went for the 5 wide because it's simpler. At half the time, it's just a dust cover, so you could replace it with like something else on top of it and just cover it all up anyways. And then other people in the community are like, oh, well, I'm just going to do the 4 wide because the 4 wide is easy to do anyways. And then they just do 4 wide because fucking why even try it? Just do it the lazy way. Make everything 4 wide. You know, literally everything. Everything 4 wide, no stud transitions anywhere. And we'll be Gucci. And that's what they do. The second issue that I think everyone overlooks when building an AK is that the lower receiver on an AK is slanted. At the back of an AK receiver on a stamped version, because that's the specific one that I was able to find like actual measurements for, the back trunnion on a fucking stamped AK lower receiver is in total 5 studs tall. And on the front, it's only 4 studs tall, which means over the span of 23 or 24-ish studs long, it drops 1 whole stud, which means, it's simple math. You just go from point A to point B over the given amount of length, and you'll get the given angle between point A and point B. Like, that's simple shit to do. Fucking, do people do that? Fuck no.
most AK low receivers have straight bottoms, and that's it. And it's funny too because when I built my test bed of a Technic lower AK receiver to show that it could be done and still be sturdy, uh, it didn't even get picked up by the community. And I showed the community from like start to finish on how to do all of that shit. Yeah, go ahead and open this. I gotta get off in like 3 minutes. So you finish your thought, open this. I'll wrap stream up, and I gotta go. I gotta go cook food. I don't even know what I'm making tonight. Hopefully something easy. So your advantage of doing the AA94 openest is the fact that it's actually a pretty wide gun. I don't know if you've ever looked at like a 3D model of the AA94, or at least gonna look like Larry Vickers when he's gotten his hands on an AA94. I guess you could just go look at Ian's videos. Now I fucking think about it, because Ian has full field strip and everything with like super high def fucking images and shit. But it's wide, man. Like you should have plenty of internal space to work with, especially if you're using studs on top and you just bracket build the sides of the receiver. You'll have even a little bit more worth of space. Like sometimes you just need that like half stud more worth of space. So if you can just fucking build the walls out of brackets and plates and stuff, you start getting all the space you need. It's good. Yeah, it's not too wide. It's not like super wide, but that's wider than most guns. Yeah, it's asymmetrical too, which really sucks, because when I rebuilt my AN94 uh, to the Divinity Edition, my updated version that's illegal as shit, using hot dogs for the handguard to get all the grooving and whatnot. Um, I had to put that god awful asymmetrical fucking slant into the one side, and I hate it so much, man. I just God, I wish I really want guns to be uh, decently symmetrical, and the AN94, God, it sucks, because the AN94 is literally like my favorite gun of all time, because it's super cool. It's got a 2 round burst hyper. It's got a 2 round hyper burst feature set into it. It's AK. It takes AK pattern magazines, which means it can take the really cool AK-12 magazines that they've got coming out. Just to throw it into there. It takes regular AK stocks. It takes regular AK grips. Like I love the AA94 100%. Like I'm all in. I'm fucking, as much as I don't want Russia to invade Ukraine. If Russia invaded Ukraine tomorrow with all AA94s, I think Ukraine and the countries beyond Ukraine would be so fucked, because the Russians would just be so hyper advanced in hit probability at that point that it just lethality would increase drastically with the AA94. I would love for the AA94 to really pan out better than what it currently is, and get some more aesthetics going on with it, because right now it's a little plain. So we could update the top of the receiver to include Picatinny rail. We could always continue to have the side mounted. That's fucking never failed anyways. Uh, Not AA94 takes standard AK mags, brother. It's awesome, man. It's compatible with AK-74 magazines. Oh shit, sorry, I'm stretching. You can switch out all the stocks on the AK, so you could do like the triangle, you could do the plastic. Because now I think about it, it's really the only 2 stocks they could have thrown there. Zenico could get in there, come on, Zeniko, like you're fucking known for putting good looking AK furniture on it. Zeniko could come in there. You could update the handguards to more modern Western schematics and anything. So you could do MLOC, because MLOC is like all the rage right now. You could have the Picatinny on the bottom so that you can finally mount, foregrips and stuff. Zeniko foregrips, of course, because that's the only foregrips that exist. Because Zeniko is like, gosh, just you could. If they came out with an updated A94, it'd be great. It's funny because I don't really mind the sight rotary aperture thing. I really don't. I think if I had the choice, would I use it? Fuck no. Like, I'm not going to use those small little apertures. I think Black Ops 2's AN94 setup got it right, where they used the side-mounted rail and they put iron sights on that sucker. I think that's probably like the best like thing that they could have done right there, honestly. Man, Black Ops 2 AN94 had the waffle mag on it that was tan. Crazy times. Actually had a different handguard on it as well. If you look at the Black Ops 2 AN94 model, it's got like a more traditional looking AK handguard on it. The stock is actually pretty standard AN94 stock, but I mean that's all kind of beside the point. I just, if right now Putin would just put the money into the AN94 development and get its weight cut down using more proprietary building methods and stuff, man, gosh, we would be left behind so quickly. Just that hyperburst feature, man, is just. It's funny that we talk about this because in all reality, when the United States went through the ACR program, the Advanced Combat Rifle program, where the G11 got introduced, where Steyer's flechette-looking rifle got introduced, when Colt's Advanced Combat Rifle got introduced, when that program got introduced, the biggest thing that they were looking at was just increasing lethality by increasing hit probability. And part of that was the hyperburst feature, which is what the G11 was known for. The Steyr used flechettes to make it flatter shooting so that you didn't have to like shoot over people's heads. And the Colt ACR used duplex cartridges. I want to say there was another entry in there somewhere that I'm forgetting about. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, it was super nice to see Kyle stop by. I talk to Trey on a pretty daily basis anyway, so I mean, it is what it is. But Kyle, it is nice to see Kyle. I'm glad that Kyle is still alive and not, dead. Because sometimes he doesn't post for a while. But that's okay. As an adult myself, who is actually slightly younger than Kyle, I understand how difficult it is out here on these streets. I work 40-hour work weeks when I don't work any overtime because I'm technically a first responder, so I have to respond to emergencies on occasion. And that can run me over 40 hours of work week. Obviously, I do manual labor too as a part of my first responder duties, so sometimes I get home and I don't feel like doing anything but going to sleep. So I 100% understand that at some point when you're an adult, guys, this hobby stuff takes a backseat to fucking being able to pay your bills. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and end it here, though. Like I said, I got to go cook, and my fiance's on her way home, and I haven't even started. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I will see you guys later in another YouTube video another time. How long have we been going? Well, 2 hours.